Hi Trevor, I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I've got your questions here to one side. I'm just going to meditate for a while. What I'll do a 10 card reading first of all and then see what comes out. And then we can look at your questions in more specifically, if need be. Let's see what comes out first. Okay. Okay, the first 4 cards deal with things in the past or things on in a level. That's what we get here. We get the 9 of Pentacles, the Tower, the 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, first one being drawn to the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, this card is very much about financial security, stability, in a sense abundance in one way. Okay, but it kind of takes me back. It's the first card we've got here, and it takes me back to a time where things were a lot more settled for you. Okay, and I do sense with that a sort of a lot more sort of peace of mind. But around that, I do get a lot of things going on with the Tower, the 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel that this come about sort of after, and things kind of went downhill a bit for you. You know, first one being drawn to, if you like, the Queen of Pentacles gives me a woman, someone who's, I say, mature, someone who is very, I say, sort of down to earth, someone who likes money, someone very materialistic. I'll show you that card there. Okay, there's a strong connection with this woman and yourself, okay, but there seems to be a lot of, sort of money orientated and wanting the finer things in life, being materialistic. I know there's probably other sides to it as well, but that's kind of what's being given to me here. We get the 3 of Swords, which shows a heart in the air with 3 swords pierced in it, so talks a lot of about heartache and frustrations. I'll show that to you there. Okay, so I just get a lot of, you know, since the sort of peace of mind and contentment, things sort of changed and sort of took a different sort of direction for you. You got a heart with three swords pierced in it, so it's like it wasn't just one thing, it was kind of one thing after another. You know, the sky is quite dark, so it talks about sort of dark time for you, sort of depression. The Tower card shows a tower which is kind of sort of burning down to the ground. And this indicates that things coming to an end, perhaps an abrupt end. Okay, it's like it was there one day and then the next day, you know, it was finished. But it's not. There's a sense of a few things going on here. Okay, I certainly get around this woman here, but also in a sort of financial way as well, because you've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is financial, like security or fulfillment. But it's a kind of sense that went, things changed. Maybe something else as well. We've got another sword there as well. These are in relation to the past or things on in a level, so they are still affecting you now. But the positive thing from the hearts in the air of the 3 swords is that the heart's up in the air. Things can be dealt with now. There is a sort of dark sky at the top. Below it, it's a bit lighter. So in a way, it can indicate that the sort of worst is now over and that things are going to start to improve for you. There's also a feeling of sort of being held back. You know, it's a heavy heart. So a feeling that sort of focusing on the sort of losses and what you don't have kind of sort of attracts sort of more of that kind of thing. That's the way sort of things work. You know, everything sort of starts from the mind and then it's created on the outside. We're all creators. Let's look at the next 3 cards. Okay, the cards I get are the 3 of Wands, the Star card, and the 10 of Wands. First one being drawn to the 10 of Wands. Okay, shows a person on a winding path carrying a heavy load. So in a sense that again talks about frustrations and you kind of feel weighed down with what's going on around you. At the end of the path is actually showing a cottage, and it's a country setting. The cottage, I feel, I mean, it's usually you know, it's a well-known dream for people, but it's going to be your ideal, your dream, okay, not necessarily a cottage, but it could indicate, you know, a new job, or getting back with your ex, or finding someone new. But there's a sense, very slow in getting there, okay. You know, time is very difficult, because even though it's there, you know, it's waiting for you, everything's there for you, but there's very sort of slow progress at the moment, because it's sort of being weighed down with things which before was mentioned about, you know, the focus, and focusing on what you don't have and what you've lost rather than what you want. And the person even has their head down on this card. Have a look, which shows, you know, the focus isn't on where you want to get to, but more about, it's quite down, so about what you don't have and what hasn't sort of been working for you. As I said, timing is difficult, because, you know, you've had people have asked me, you know, am I going to pass this exam? You know, if I say yes, then you know, I might stop studying and then fail it. So it's a sort of paradox in a way, but it is there for you, okay. You know, like other people have done it, so, you know, why not you? You have the ability. And the Three of Wands comes through now. It shows a person on the edge of land looking out to sea. Okay, and that very much sort of indicates you being at the end of one stage, and look at, you know, and about to start a new one. So it's like the end of one phase and the beginning of a new one for you. You know, you're just standing there kind of looking out, looking at what you want. Water has many different sort of sides to, you know, its meaning. It can be about sort of emotions. So again, that's out there for you somewhere as far as like relationships go. Ships in the sea can give me ships coming in, it gives me sea of opportunity. So again, it just seems to be sort of quite vast, that ocean. And as I said, the only thing holding you back really is yourself. It's all out there for you. In fact, the Star card actually shows things can happen in abundance for you. Actually shows a woman taking water from a pond with 2 jugs. Okay, so it does give an element of abundance, and also gives a sense of being more in tune with the universe or yourself. The sky is very clear and sort of showing all the stars, and gives a feeling that being more in touch with the universe will bring about more of this abundance and more of what you want in life, especially around, if you like, opportunity, work and relationships as well. I say I'm being drawn to a house as well with this card, the Ten of Wands, because I get the kind of cottage there, and it's kind of slow progress, you know, as mentioned earlier. So it can give a sense of things kind of sort of being in the balance at the moment around sort of home situation. What else do I get from these? I think the Star card also gives me about the hopes and wishes which you've sent out to the universe, and there's, you know, a sense that these have been listened to and in the progress of sort of happening. There's also a feeling of, you know, allowing things to happen, and a feeling of sort of letting go as well, because there's a feeling of things kind of holding you back. Okay, and I feel this very much in relation to the past, what happened there with the women, and the things coming to a sudden end, losing things, jobs or relationships, and then things being very sort of much up in the air. You've been there, okay, shown by the Nine of Pentacles. You've had it, and there's absolutely no reason. You know how to get there. You know you can actually get there again, or even further next time. Okay, look at the next 3, which deal more with this sort of outcome and what's going to happen. Okay, we get the Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Okay, first of all, I'm being drawn to, you know, the Ace of Pentacles. It shows a hand holding a giant pentacle. Okay, that card is very much about security. Okay, if you like, it's about new beginnings around money. So it would indicate that you know, more money will be coming into your life, more security, more stability. But there is a feeling that it's still going to be sort of quite a turbulent time for you. You know, and I get that with the Knight of Swords here, which shows a knight sort of racing away, you know, on his horse. That's very much about also acting before you think. Okay, there's a sense of the mind kind of not being sort of settled. You you know, and trying to get somewhere before you actually kind of sort of plan it out. But I do feel that, you know, things will sort of gradually get better for you, and things will be sort of more planned, and there'll be more sense of acting before you think, and then that will bring about, you know, these finances. But I do feel a lot more freedom with this card as well. It's, you know, so, you know, in a positive sense, it talks about you kind of, you know, letting go, and, you know, I get a lot of sort of freedom and sort of more flow with the mind and stuff. So it's very much, I feel, it's like a transitional sort of period for you, okay, which will help to bring about what you want. Page of Wands, that's can be about news, okay. Pages are very much about news, some news around something spiritual or something creative. I don't know whether it's around some sort of workshop or some training course or something, but certainly some news in that direction. It can also talk about a new journey for you. It could be a new spiritual path or some kind of creative path for you. It is the Student card, so it could be you taking on some kind of interest. Right, let's take some more cards. Just shuffle and see what else we get here. Let's look at the job. Let's look at each in turn and just take 3 cards on each. Let's look at the job situation first. Okay, again, I get a lot of sort of blockages. I get the Queen of Pentacles again. Okay, a sense that this woman somehow is sort of holding you back. Person walking away on the next card, the 8 of Cups. There's a sense of kind of moving on from this. Okay, there's a sense of sort of strong attachment, and then I feel that, yeah, there will be opportunities, new beginnings for you, and that's shown by the Fool card there. Okay, Fool card shows a person dancing on the edge of a cliff, carrying a small rucksack over his, or a small bag over his shoulder. Okay, the small bag very much indicates leaving the past where it is, letting things go, walking away from things. You know, I'm not saying in a physical sense, but in an emotional sense. And there's a sense that these emotions are kind of taking you to the wrong places, and it kind of causes sort of delays. And I do get that around the woman who's materialistic, likes the finer things in life, and who's down to earth. There's a dog around the person, okay, barking away. So that's your nagging thoughts and people sort of nagging around you, okay. And there's a sense of the need to sort of carry on just the same. Okay, I do feel that things are starting to sort of develop for you. I do feel that, you know, as I said earlier, that the worst has now gone. And this card is very much about, it's also about taking a risk as well, which could indicate trying something new. But certainly taking a risk in some sense around the work situation. Okay, next is a financial situation. Let's shuffle the cards. Let's have a look. That's interesting, very interesting. It's very much like a rose. No, that's wrong, isn't it? A thorn between 2 roses, should I say. It's usually the other way around, but I think you know what I mean. The 10 of Wands first, okay. Again, it's a reminder to let go. Okay, let go of the past that's holding you back. Same cards are coming up over and over again, okay, which show they want to make themselves known, and also to reinforce the idea about letting go and allowing. But once you do that, if you look at either side, King of Pentacles, okay. So that really gives me yourself, someone who's financially secure. Okay, it can be someone who's materialistic, etc. But the actual question was about your financial situation. So there's a sense, yes, allow, let things happen, and you will hold out. I mean, that's very much what the card is saying. If we look at the other side, 4 Pentacles, okay, another Pentacle, okay, Pentacles are about money and about finances. Okay, and that gives 2 Pentacles under the feet, 1 on the head, and then 1 here as well. So So one here as well, and that gives a sense of financial security. So, which again indicates, in response to your question, that things will hold out. But I also feel there's also a need for you to do something or not do something, if you like, and that's just to allow and kind of let go, which will kind of help. So I feel that like a lot of work needs to be done. I mean, the page of wands, which came up earlier, is very much about learning something creative or spiritual, and this will help to bring about, to release the tension, release. It's like one door shut and like another will open for you. Okay, it's very, everything seems to be kind of sort of connected, but there seems to be too much focus on what you don't have, and that kind of takes you down. I know it's not easy, but there's places you can go out there for free. You don't have to pay. You know, you can go, or you can even do stuff at home which you don't have to pay for. So, you know, that shouldn't be a barrier. It doesn't have to be. So the simple answer is yes. I feel that things will be okay in that respect, but I also feel that you've got your part to play as well. Okay, next question. Will you lose your house? Let's have a look. As I said, same cards coming up over and over again. We get the Three of Wands, okay, that came up earlier. Okay, end of one stage, beginning of a new one for you, okay. Like I was saying before, one door shuts, another opens for you. I was thinking about that card when I said that, okay, because I was thinking there's a card earlier which kind of symbolises that. So end of one stage, beginning of a new one. One door shuts, another will open for you. Shut the door to the past, and then the new door will open for you. A lot of soul searching going on at the moment for you. Okay, the Hermit card. Okay, trying to sort of shine some light over the situation, trying to make sense of things, looking within for answers. But I don't feel you will lose the house. But again, I can't make statements, because I mean I can make statements, but you also need to play your own part. Okay, it's a bit like the exam situation earlier. It can cause some kind of sort of paradox. But there's a sense that you are sort of moving in the right direction. Ace of Wands. Okay, new beginnings. Lovely card to go. New beginnings for you. And these are good beginnings, not... I'll just turn over the tape. Okay, so there's a sense of, you know, getting to that next stage, and, you know, things won't be necessary. They won't be necessary to lose your house, okay? But the overall feeling here is that, you know, sort of a bright conclusion, because, you know, as I said, it's the last card here, the third card, and it is about new beginnings. It's about the end of one day, beginning of a new one. One door shuts, another opens again. Okay, so the things are looking sort of quite positive, but I do feel you need to play your part again. The last card. Okay, I won't give too much details, but I know I've got your question here. Okay, so let's just take three cards. I wonder if that was someone different. Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay, well I do get a breakthrough around a woman here. Okay, I'll describe her to you, because I did have the Queen of Pentacles earlier, which either was her or it could have been someone else, some other relationship with someone else around you. I feel it was family or someone you were very sort of close to. But now I get the Queen of Wands coming in for your sort of future. This gives me someone who, I say, mature. Let me show the card to you. Oops, wants to jump out at me. Someone who, wands are about creation, spiritual. So someone who's creative, someone who's spiritual. I would say someone who's very, who knows their own mind as well. Someone who's very intuitive, and the black cat there gives me them having perhaps psychic powers as well. So they can kind of sense things sort of quite well. Very happy here. Okay, very happy. I don't know if you can see. And there seems to be sort of some kind of breakthrough, either with this person or in regards to your situation around sort of relationships. Okay, there's a sense that someone will fill that gap. The Two of Wands does show a person standing in front of a brick wall, sorry, in front of a stone wall. It could be brick, but let's say stone wall, which indicates a feeling of not being able to kind of sort of move forward around this situation. If you have a look closely, there's actually a gap in that wall, okay, which shows a kind of sort of breakthrough. But also, if you look closely, the person actually holds a globe in their hand. And again, that gives me that you need to play your own part, and you need to have the world in the palm of your hands rather than on your shoulders. If it's on your shoulders, you're being controlled. If you're holding it in your hand, you're well in control. So there's a sense of needing to be more in control of your life and what's going on around you. And there's a gap there as well. I did mention about this woman filling a gap. So that kind of ties in there. But also it talks about a breakthrough as well. On the other side is shown some sand, okay? If you imagine that you're walking on sand, then it's, it's slow progress because sand, you don't travel so fast, but it's progress just the same. Okay, so there's a sense of sort of movement forward around this person who I described. There is actually sea at the end of the sand as well. Okay, sea, as I said, can take many different forms, or water can take many different forms. But the feeling here is something about sort of deep love, because we're talking about relationships here. We're not talking about anything else. So yeah, but there's a kind of 1 foot over there and 1 foot here in some way, because if you look closely at the card, if you look at the stick, okay, one side's over the other side and then one side's this side. So the sense of almost being there but not quite. It's a strange situation. It's like you're there, I say, like in an emotional sense, but not there in a kind of physical sense. But it is very positive. I mean, that Queen of Wands is an extremely positive card anyway. So I do get this positive person who could be who you talk about, or it could be someone else. But there's certainly someone that I feel here to, to fill that gap. And the last card, which we're going to finish on, absolutely wonderful card, is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, I will say this, it does, the actual meaning you would read perhaps in a book or something is a change of luck or a change of fortune. Personally, I don't believe in luck or fortune. What I believe in is that all the hard work and effort which we put in will reap its rewards. So for you, Trevor, the feeling is that you put so much effort, thought, etc. into things. There's going to be a turnaround for you, okay? And it's for the better. This card is always for the better, okay? So that's the overall feeling there. It's number 10, okay? We had a couple of 10s earlier, I think, but this 10 here, the last card, talks about, again, 10s break down to a 1, end of one stage, beginning of a new one. One door shuts for you, another will open for you. But overall, what I've been feeling, and yes, I have been feeling delays. I know we've had readings before, and but I feel, you need to play your own part here now, okay? And I also had something about training earlier as well, looking at something else. I know it doesn't help straight away, but more than anything, I feel the need to let go of things, okay? Let go of things which are kind of holding you back, the focus thing, and there's a need to focus on what you want and making the sort of small changes in your life as well. They don't have to cost anything at all. You can you can find things online, you can do things at home, you can burn incense, light candles, do meditation, go out to a church, sit there. In fact, meditation is difficult, but once you start doing it, it's very beneficial, because you'd be surprised you just sit. I won't do it for half an hour, but whatever, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And something else which I found very useful as well, I'm not sure if you're into this, is the law of attraction and Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks. You don't have to do a search on YouTube, Esther Hicks. So much material there, and it kind of puts things into perspective. I'm not a fanatic, but I picked up a lot of things from it, and especially about the law of attraction and about what you need to focus. And there's a sense that the more you focus on like the negative things, the more things are going to sort of stay the same and not change. But once your focus is on other things, then you start to attract them into your life. And there's also talks about sort of allowing things to happen and kind of sort of letting go. I found it very useful, and it's free. There's a lot of things out there which are free, which are kind of very useful, which can take you to the next sort of phase, which I've been getting. I've been feeling so much one door shutting and another opening for you. But again, I've been getting you need to play your own part as well. Just by these little things. Okay, best wishes. Bye bye.